All right, hello everybody. So this video is gonna be me finally talking about writing stuff because yes, we are not just a book account, we are also a writer, kind of. At least that's what I'm hoping to be when I do write. Sometimes I do that, not as often as I should, but sometimes I do. Okay, so first I want to talk about a couple things I bought a little while ago and just never talked about them in a video because I was planning on doing it in this video. So one of them is, these are really cool little writers, like tarot oracle card decks. So the first one is the Story Oracle. A creative writing inspiration deck. So the way this one works is it does come with a little book of different ways of doing things, and then it just has like a narrow path or all according to plan or forgiveness. So like different themes or ideas where if you are maybe stuck on where your story's going, you need some inspiration, instead of using an AI generator or some other bullshit like that, you can use something like this to figure out where your story should go. Now, of course, you can also use these as regular oracle cards, if that's your thing. But I think this is a really cool way of kind of getting through a writer's block, or just kind of seeing where your ideas can go if you're not really sure what you want to do or where you want to take a scene, or brainstorming or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's what these are. And I'm really, even if I don't use it super often, I feel like it's just a really cool tool to have. Oh, they're falling out. A really cool tool to have in your toolbox. The other one is very similar to it. It is the Writer's Oracle Deck and Guidebook. I also really like the art on top of there. This also has, I don't know if you guys like those like magnetic, clothes, like boxes and things, but they're cool. This one also comes with a book. I love the art on here. It's very cute. But yeah, this also has a little guidebook of different ways you can use the deck. This one also has some blank pages at the end if you want to use them for note-taking. Good. Pardon me as I drop things. But then, yeah, so the back of the cards look like that. And again, it's like different ideas of ideas you can have. And then they also have like themes. So you can use the lighthouse as a way to figure out themes, plot, character, and setting. And they have all sorts of different cards like that. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, again, I don't really know when I'll use them, but I feel like if I'm stuck somewhere, or just for brainstorming or whatever, I think these are really cool to have. And if I do have some experience with them, I will talk about them with you guys. And then I also got the Storyteller's Workbook. Now, the problem with this is one of those things where it's like, I've bought it, and now I think it's too good to use. But it has, like, calendar, progress markers, character sheets, basically all the bits from, like, starting your story idea to getting it published. So there is a calendar to kind of mark off, you know, where your goals are, like word counts you want to track, things like that. It has just like blank plotting sections, and it gives you examples of how you could do that. It's got character profile pages. And they have it for like a decent amount of characters. It has a world building guide. Map making, blank map making pages, lined brainstorming pages. There's this one cool section. It's got like trees in it. Where did I see that? You can like track things on there. I always like pages like that. And then, yeah, at the end there's like an agent tracker, and then they also have some sticker sheets at the end. But again, my problem with this is I think it's too beautiful to use now. And I almost like wouldn't use this until I had a better idea of where my story's at. So I don't know. I have to like figure out how to fit this in. I did also just get new planner pages. I can pull that out. So last year, in 2023, I guess technically, my partner got me like a leather bound custom thing. And I got like, you know, a planner, and it's from a personal planner. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of that, but I'll put up their name. And this has a lot of like planning stuff too. So I don't know. I kind of have to figure out how all of these will mesh together. But we'll see. So anyway, I got all that kind of ephemera for writing. I also got some of these. These are really cool, actually. It's like a combination notebook and binder, because it has the 3 rings, but then you can also flip it around like a notebook, so it's easy to write in. And something I'm trying to do is write more stuff by hand. Instead of having everything on the computer all the time. I'm at least planning on like the initial planning stuff to be handwritten. And I also bought a notebook to write a first. My cat's messing around with stuff. Salem, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get your butt. But yeah, I got a notebook so I could handwrite a first draft in. And this also, as you can see, like comes with tabs, so you can have dividers and different sections. And yeah, so I have all this paraphernalia. So what am I doing with it? So my problem is, one of my problems is I have so many ideas. I will never run out of ideas. My problem A is committing to writing on any kind of regular basis, even if it's not every day, just doing it regularly throughout a week. I have a hard time figuring out where it fits into my life. And also zoning in and writing one story at a time, or maybe 2 at a time. I can manage that. That works for whatever potentially neurodiverse stuff is going on in my brain. I don't mind kind of bouncing back and forth on a project to keep it fresh. So I have a story idea that is probably a trilogy. I feel like maybe I've mentioned it before, either in a video or an Instagram post, of like a cozy fantasy trilogy, probably. And I've got some brainstorming going on for that. I have some character sheets bubbling for that. I do need to figure out printing. I do have a printer. I don't know where its cables are. I would have to figure that out because I have a mess of cables in a drawer, but I don't know if it's there or somewhere else. Part of organizing my office will be figuring out where things are. I also need ink for that printer, which name brand ink for this printer is exorbitantly expensive. It's like $160 for a cartridge. But I think I can get off-brand ones as well. I know I could also go somewhere to print, but these are like, it's like a lot of pages. I don't know how much that would be. Even, I don't know if the library has completely free printing or if there's a limit or any of that. I'd have to find out. So that's one of my problems. But anyway, so I have this idea for this cozy fantasy. I think it'll be really fun to write. The problem right now is I've also been having this idea, and I think it would be a good book to write now because it's a bit topical to some of the stuff going on in the world right now, and will potentially be going on in the world for like a few years, if you catch my drift. And you know, even with traditional publishing timelines, if I could get that book written and like getting out in the world, I think it would be interesting because I just have this idea that I think would be really cool. It's about like book banning, something to do with that. I'm not usually one of those people that's like, ooh, I need to keep things a secret because someone might take my idea, but like I don't want to give too much detail because then it would be like, okay. But yeah, it's like something to do with book banning. And I think it would be really, I think I have a pretty cool idea for it. It's still very much in its like primordial ooze brainstorming stages, but yeah, there's this thought that's trickling in my head, and I'm like, that would be an interesting project to work on like now. I would have to do some research though, which would take time, and like all this stuff. So I'm again at this place where I'm kind of like torn. Like, what do I work on? What do I put my time towards? Because that's also fairly limited. And there's also stuff like, you know, there's still poetry I want to get back to writing. There is fan fiction I want to write. Yeah, so what do I do? What do I spend my time and energy on? That's my general thing that gets me stuck, kind of. But all that to say, I am also excited. I'm excited at the ideas I have. I'm excited at the possibilities. You know, I have ideas of how to plan my days, plan my time, of how to manage these things. I just have to work on it a little bit more and experiment and just commit to it. Whatever it looks like, commit to it. I can always change course. I can always do this and that. Writing is the main thing. Like, none of what I say, none of what I buy will matter if I'm not actually writing anything. And that's the main thing. I think I just need to get into this stupid little head of mine. Yeah. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm percolating on currently in terms of the written word. Yeah. I'm out of breath. Yeah, so if you have any thoughts, feelings, ideas, let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to listen and chat. What are you working on? What are you writing on? What are you not writing? What are you avoiding? How are you trying to manage that? Please tell me. But as stupid and silly and overwhelmed and all of that as I often feel, I'm also excited at the chance for another year to do things and figure stuff out. Because it's not a race and it's not any of that. It's just about doing it at all. Yeah. So that is my spiel about writing for today. There's a lot of things I could say about the topic. You know, maybe in future videos I'll talk more about some of my past experiences and past projects or whatever you would call them and stuff like that. If there's specific topics or stuff that any of you would like to hear about, please also suggest that in the comments. My brain will only think of so many things. So I would love to know if there are questions or things you would like to ask or know about. I'm happy to talk about stuff. And yeah, so I may edit these videos and upload them today, or maybe in the next couple days. At least by the weekend they should be up. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself today, because there's a few things on my to-do list, and yeah, I kind of want to spread myself evenly over different tasks. So yeah, so that's it for now, I guess. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.